What is going on, everybody? This is your boy, Soul of a Man 504, aka Demon Everest, coming to you live with another video. So today is going to be a little different. I am going to be talking about my spiritual journey. So, of course, you guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below and all that good stuff. Just content that you want to see with the tarot cards, things that you may want to see me talk about, all that good stuff. And don't forget to book your personal readings with me. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get straight into this thing. So my spiritual journey. Well, I can talk about my spiritual journey started, way back when, going to church, I was raised Baptist. Fast forward, of course, that's under that whole Christian umbrella, it was, God, Jesus, angels, heaven, hell, all that good stuff. I did a lot in church. I sang in the choir. I was a deacon, and so on and so forth. Then I just became a regular member. As time went on along, but I really started to feel things. I think when I was about 13, and fast forward when I was like in my mid 20s. I was, with a group of my friends. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. So, I grew up, knowing about voodoo. So I was kind of ahead of the curve as far as, like a lot of people out there, as far as their journey goes. So my journey goes, way back when. But anyway, so, it was on Bourbon Street one day. My friends were talking about, one of my friends was like, the hair on his arms was standing up, and they were talking about seeing auras. And, I thought they were crazy. I was like, y'all need to be locked up. Somebody need to come and get y'all and put y'all away somewhere. Like, for real. I'm like, what's next? What we going to talk about? Nightmare on Elm Street? Like, for real. But anyway, that's when. Then I saw a movie back then. It was called, I think it was like 2000, I don't know, 3. Constantine came out, the movie with Keanu Reeves. And, I always knew about, angels, demons, all that good stuff. But, after I saw that movie, that's when my mind really, started to seriously open up. And, that's when I started to feel people's energy and, see their auras and all of that good stuff. So, and fast forward a little bit more, I'll probably just be skipping around, but 2016, I started writing books, and I started doing interviews for podcasts and all of that good stuff, and, TV shows and whatnot. So 2016 rolls around. So 2016, I was going to write a book, about spirituality, and which I'm finally starting to work on it. But I was going to write a book about spirituality, and so I started just interviewing different people, different spiritual backgrounds. Where whether it was about voodoo, Santeria, different African spiritualities, the Yoruba religion, which is, I think, in Ghana, I believe, but just really surrounding that, and just getting more, just really getting more in depth into ancestral history, because 1 second, folks, because that was, I think that was very key into what I was getting into. And, it's like without that, without that ancestral history, there's really no, there's really no us, as far as your ancestors go, as far as what is encoded into your DNA, the spiritual abilities that we all have. We all have the spiritual gifts, and I think as you go along, you're going to start rising to certain levels, and certain things just aren't going to feel right anymore. You're going to start walking differently. You're going to start talking differently. It's like everything about you is going to change, but change for the better. and you're going to be enhanced. Sometimes it does get lonely, even though you have your ancestors and, your spiritual beings, you have your altars, and, if you still believe in God and all of that good stuff, sometimes it does feel a little lonely. And, I wrote a post yesterday on Facebook about that, but, I embrace it. I embrace everything about it. How I got into the tarot cards, I had a good friend, Divinity Diva. Y'all can check her out on Facebook and on YouTube also. She was a real good friend of mine, good inspiration. So I just started talking to her about spirituality and all of that good stuff, and subjects of witchcraft and all of those good things would come up. So but just watching her lives over and over again, and I discovered that I had the talent. Of course, she gifted me with my first deck. Some people believe that, oh, you can't go out and buy a deck. Yes, you can. I mean, it's really whatever you're drawn to. And speaking of that, about 2006, 15, 16, I would, start getting into these spiritual groups on Facebook. And, it was just a lot of it. A lot of it that I was seeing, it was just off. A lot of it was just off. It was just, these people cursing this and cursing that. And, how do I get even with this person? It was nothing like, nothing like, okay, cool. Well, how do I take these abilities and help myself and my family? Or how do I use it to help people in my, it was nothing like that. It was always like, I'm going to curse this person. I'm going to curse that person. It was just always just this dark, not just like all stuff in the dark is bad, but it was just their negativity, that was just leading them down the path of, oh, well, this person broke my heart. So you know what? I need a, I need a voodoo spell so I can put on them in this and that, and I mean, hey, if that's what you want to do, but I think a lot of people play around with things that they really don't understand, and your growth, your understanding, and your knowledge of everything, especially yourself. The main thing you should really know and understand is, it's just to have your intuition. Your intuition, to be honest with you, is going to be the main key ingredient to this thing. Your intuition is going to be the thing that's going to first and foremost help you to unlock, and along with your ancestors and your journey and whatever deities you're following, God, angels, what have you, that's going to be the main thing that's going to help you along this journey. And I don't think a lot of people, even along this spiritual journey, and it can go so many different ways. It can, like, a lot of my journey has just been kind of like watching, learning, dealing with my ancestors, prayer, meditation, and just unlocking what's encoded into my DNA. And just to let y'all know, in the next video, I'll probably go more into spiritual gifts and all that stuff. But just to let y'all know, these things take time. It doesn't naturally happen overnight. It's really about your maturity. Even those people who want to pick up, a tarot card deck. I mean, it's just the case that sometimes, you just have to, really know what you're doing. You really do. And that's very, very, very important, because, even with tarot decks, you can do, there's all kinds of forms of divination, but, even like every, tarot decks have different energies and all of that good stuff. So, that's important. That's really, really, really important. So, yeah, man. So that's so that's a little bit about my journey. I'll probably do part two maybe tomorrow or the day after. But Yeah, so you guys don't forget to leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and all of that good stuff. But as usual, I am the Mind Alvarez, aka your voice for Lover Man 504, and as always, I am out. This peace.